What's up guys, this is Rajma Singh and we are at the part second of the video of location and extent. In the part first of the video we have discussed about the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India and Brazil. We have also discussed about the capital of both this nation. We have also discussed about the national boundary shared by both these nations between their neighboring countries. So all these things we have discussed in the part first of the video. So if you have not gone through the part first of the video, you must go through the part first of this video and then move to this particular video. So in this particular video we are going to discuss about the historical background of India, historical background of Brazil, as well as the similarity shared by both this country. So let us begin with the video. So let us discuss about the historical background of India. When I'm talking about the historical background of India, then what does it mean? It means that what kind of the history does India have? So basically in this particular topic we are going to discuss about the modern history of India. So the first point is, nearly 1.5 century India was under the British rule. As we all people know that India was under the British rules for more than 1.5 century. This data can vary from book to book. As you can see in various books it is written that India was ruled by Britisher for more than 200 years. In some book it is written that India was ruled by Britishers more than 180 years, but in your textbook it is mentioned that 150 years, so you have to write 150 years in your answers by writing the answer. And finally India got independence on 15th August 1947 after facing a lot of struggle with the Britishers and our political sacrifices. We have got independence in the year 1947. After getting independent, Indian government adopted the republic, or you can say parliamentary republic type of government. When I say parliamentary republic type of government, then what does it mean? It means that India has adopted the parliamentary type of government in which Prime Minister is the head of the government, or you can say head of the council or the cabinet of minister. We have adopted this type of government in the year of 1950 on 26 January. After getting independence and republic, the path of the India's, you can say, journey was not very much easy, as India has to face 3 major wars and 1 major famines. 3 major wars with whom? The first war was fought between India and China in the year 1961. Second war was fought between India and Pakistan in 1965, and third and the last, you can say not the last, but you can say the last war of this particular 1970 era, that is the war between India and Pakistan in the year 1971. So all these 3 war was fought by India, which was a huge setback to the Indian economy, as well as the crisis, the famines which India has to face again broke down the backbone of the Indian economy, and we have to be dependent on the other nation for the export of food grains like on America and on Russia. So this kind of the difficulty India has to face during this particular era. But having this much kind of the difficulties due to all these issues, today India is a major developing country of the world. Yeah, there is no doubt in that India has become the world leading developing country throughout the world. Again, along with that, today India is considered as one of the major global market. When I say this word major global market, then what does it mean? It means that India has become the major trading partners of the world. Now you can say a lot of countries are there who is having the trade relation with India, very good trade relation with India, like China. Lots of mobile phone, smartphone companies, you can say like Xiaomi, Redmi, OnePlus, iPhone, all these mobile manufacturing companies are basically established in India. So nowadays India has become one of the major global market for the world. The proportion of working people, youth in India population is comparatively high. There is no doubt in that India has a huge youth population in the world. So all these things was a historical background of India, which we have discussed. In the next slide we are going to discuss about the historical background of Brazil. So as we have discussed the historical background of India, now we are heading toward the historical background of Brazil. What kind of the historical background Brazil have, that we are going to discuss. So let us begin with it. Brazil was under the Portuguese rule for more than 3 centuries. Yeah, Brazil was again like India. Brazil was also under the foreign country rule. India was under the rule of the Britishers. Over here, in Brazil is under the rule of, or was under the rule of, the Portuguese for more than 3 centuries. But they got independent very much earlier as compared to India. They got independence from the Portuguese rule in the year 1822 on 7th of September. But Was it easy for the Brazil to overcome all the difficulties? No, the one of the major problem was waiting for them. And after, you can say, 100 years or after a century, again they got imperialized. They got imperialized by whom? By the military form of government. They got imperialized by the military form of government during the era, or you can say during the period of 1930 to 1985. And finally in the year 1985, Brazil got independent and they adopted the presidential republic form of government, or you can say presidential republic type of government. What is the difference between this presidential republic type of government and presidential, you can say, parliamentary republic type of government? So in the presidential republic type of government, president is the head of the cabinet, whereas in the parliamentary republic type of government, prime minister is the head of the government, or you can say the head of the cabinet. So this is a quite basic difference between all these two. After that, after getting independence or after getting republic in year 1985, Brazil has to face many financial as well as the social crisis. And after overcoming all the social crisis, once again Brazil is also the leading developing global market of the world as well as the developing nation of the world. So this was kind of the historical background of Brazil. So we have finished with the historical background of India. We have done with the historical background of India. In the next slide, we are going to discuss about the similarities shared by both this nation. So as we have finished up with the historical background of India and historical background of Brazil, now we are going to discuss about the similarities between India and Brazil. So the first similarity is that India as well as Brazil are surrounded by the water bodies. There is no doubt in that India and Brazil, both these countries are having the water bodies surrounded by, you can say, three sides and the two sides. When you are talking about the Brazil, then it is only surrounded by one side of the water bodies, and when I'm talking about India, it is surrounded by three sides of the water bodies. That's why India is considered as an peninsula. Yeah, India has a coastal boundary of more than 7,516 kilometer approximately, you can say, whereas the Brazil is having the water boundary approximately 7,600 kilometers. So this was the first similarity shared by both this nation. Second similarity is that both the countries were under the foreign rule for many years. As you all people know, India was under the foreign rule of Britishers for more than 150 years, whereas Brazil was under the Portuguese rule for more than 3 centuries. This was the second kind of the similarity shared by both the nation. The third kind of the similarity is that today both the countries have republic type of government. There is no doubt in that Brazil is having the presidential republic type of government, whereas India is having the parliamentary republic type of government. I've discussed the difference between all these form of the government, so you can hear it carefully in the previous slide. Fourth point, both the countries had to face various type of difficulties after independence. As I mentioned earlier, that after getting independence and republic, India has to face three major war, or you can say four major war. Basically you can talk about I have not discussed about the war of 1999 Kargil war, because we need to discuss only about the past 20 years, or you can say the 20 years after independence. So I have only mentioned about the three wars. Later than, India has to face a severe famine during the year 1960 to 1965. Along with that, Brazil has to face the various financial difficulties after getting independence. So this kind of the similarity shared by both this nation. And the last but not the least, but today both the countries are considered to be an important global market. There is no doubt in that India and Brazil has become one of the leading market of the world, global market of the world. So finally we are going to end up with this video. The video is over here. We have discussed the historical background of India, historical background of Brazil, and now we have done with the similarities between both the countries, that is India and Brazil. So we have done with the part first and the part second of the video. So now you can go through both the videos simultaneously, part first and part second. If you have any kind of the doubt, then we are going to have a question answer session for you all student, so we can discuss, or you can discuss all the questions whatever you have related to this topic in your mind, and I will try to give each and every answers to you all people. So hope so you might have understood the topic. So we are going to end over here. Thank you.